Today, we're going to unravel the mysteries of 5 of the most chaos-inducing magic items in all of D&D 5th edition that will turn your game upside down. So grab your dice, buckle up, and hold on to your pants as we redefine the meaning of mayhem with D&D's most chaotic items. Starting off, we have a new legendary item introduced with the Book of Many Things called the Telescopic Transporter. Now this item is interesting, and it's not a traditional magic item because it's freaking massive, but it's certainly chaotic. It's a telescope that allows you to travel to a planet or a celestial body that it is currently pointed at. However, it does require a successful Arcana check to use, and it does just happen to have a mishap table, and boy howdy, there are some mishaps in that one. Specifically, 6 of them. First mishap, you might teleport just to a random point in the astral sea, which is pretty bad. Second, you might just appear at a random plane of existence. Also pretty bad. Third, the telescope could just explode, dealing a bunch of damage to you and anyone in the immediate vicinity, and maybe transform you all into different creatures as if by the reincarnation spell, but hey, at least that one's funny. The fourth mishap teleports a random creature from the astral sea to a point within 60 feet of the telescope. Might not sound as bad as being lost in literal space, but that's how you get eldritch nightmares in your world, and, you know, that doesn't sound too good. The fifth mishap just teleports you all to a random planet in wild space, generally near your target. Pretty much you forgot to ask for directions. But the sixth and final mishap has just you get to your target destination, but you're covered in a strange, random, harmless slime. Don't ask me why, no one knows where it came from, you're just covered in slime. Considering the majority of them pretty much pop you at a completely random space entirely, this item can easily throw your entire campaign out of whack. So if you ever find yourself in front of one of these battle areas, be prepared for things to go very bad, very fast. Now for the next item on the list, we have one I've covered once before, and that would be the Wand of Wonder. This is a wand with 7 charges, and you can use an action to expend a charge at a target you can see within 120 feet. Pretty much, you roll a d100 and hope you roll something good. The wand has 22 possible effects, with the possibilities of any single effect occurring being between 2 to 9%. Realistically, with those odds, it's highly unlikely that you're going to get the effect that you want. But it is funny, so let's take a look at some of the effects. You could potentially cast slow, stun yourself, summon an elephant, cast a fireball, summon 600 giant butterfly, enlarge or reduce yourself, turn someone blue, or accidentally petrify yourself. And that's only 9 of the 22 possible outcomes when you use this wand. In terms of combat usefulness, this is arguably the most useful item in today's list. However, it does have a massive potential for things to go very wrong very quickly, much like the last one. But if you're one of those players who likes to embrace chaos, then you'd be hard-pressed to find a better item at causing it than the Wand of Wonder. Next, we have just a really crazy item I found while researching for this video called the Pyxis of Pandemonium, I think. This is effectively like an ornate little wooden box or vessel of some sort that you can use to gain the benefits of a short rest, and you can also open it to cause a random effect. If that sounds like a cursed item, then ding ding ding, you win, because it is indeed cursed, and any creature that uses the effect also hears eerie whispers coming from inside of the box. If a creature hearing those whispers fails a save, then they will do everything they possibly can to open that vessel. And considering the possible effects of this item, this single act could be deadly. I'm not going to go over all of the effects because I want you to experience this yourself, but I will tell you some of the names of the effects and go over a few. We have Androphagia, Bile Blight, Flood, Medusa's Gaze, Labyrinth, Nightmare, Swarming Insects, and Unbridled Revel. If you couldn't guess from a couple of those, let's just cover some. Medusa's Gaze is effectively a Flesh to Stone spell on every creature within 30 feet when the vessel is open. This could literally petrify your entire party. Flood, which you could probably also guess, has to do with water and casts the 8th level spell Tsunami. And just so you're aware, that spell creates a 300-foot long, 300-foot tall, and 50-foot wide wall of water which deals a bunch of damage. Aside from the obvious danger to your party, what if you open this box in a town? A tsunami could quite literally wipe an entire town off the map and pretty much make everyone just disappear. As for the other effects, you might be able to imagine the absurdity that they entail, so I'll leave the rest to your imagination. So if you really want to mess with your players and throw them for a loop, then the Pyxis of Pandemonium is the box for you. If you haven't noticed yet, I really like to cause chaos in my D&D games as a DM. I love to throw chaotic and nearly unwinnable situations at my party to keep them on their toes and then make videos about it. So if you want to get in on some of this good chaotic action, hit that subscribe button because there's more where this came from. Now, we move on to another item that I learned about in researching for this video, and that would be the dodecahedron of doom. This is effectively a 1 foot wide 12-sided dice. As an action, you can roll the dice up to 60 feet and a random effect occurs depending upon what number you rolled. With basic math, we can figure out that every effect has roughly a 16% chance of being rolled. For example, on a 1 or a 2, the dice explodes, dealing 98 force damage to creatures within 20 feet on a failed dex save. On a 3 to 4, it casts light on itself. On a 5 to 6, it casts a ray of frost at a random target within 60 feet of it. On a 7 to 8, it casts shocking grasp on the next creature to pick it up. On a 9 to 10, it casts darkness on itself. On an 11 or 12, the next creature to pick it up gains 1d10 temporary hit points. Honestly, there's not too much doom in the dodecahedron of doom, which I think is a bit of a miss, and I would probably add some more doom to it because I'm just like that. As far as being able to potentially break your campaign, this item pretty much has 0 chance of that. However, it is arguably the most feasible item to use on today's list. That being said, if the dice does explode, then it's gone for good, so let's just hope that you get the chance to use it before that happens. So if you like to both roll dice and pretend to roll dice, then the dodecahedron of doom is the dice for you. And rounding out today's list is a personal favorite item of mine, and one that I've covered once before, called the Bag of Beans. This bag is a bag of magical beans. Who would have guessed? Every single time I hear people talking about the deck of many things, and I'm always surprised at how few people mention the Bag of Beans, because while it's not as technically game-breaking as the deck, it does have the potential to completely turn a game upside down. The bag contains 3d4 beans, and when they're planted and watered, you can sprout them and they cause 1 of 12 random effects. For example, it might grow a tree that sprouts 1d10 plus 20 fruits, which act as randomly generated potions. That's anywhere from 20 to 30 free potions that last up to 30 days. But a bean might also sprout as an inanimate statue that is identical to the planter of the bean, which verbally threatens you and is just an overall jerk. The statue also lasts for 24 hours and just spews lies to anyone that comes near it, telling them about how terrible of a person you are and trying to convince them to attack you. And as far as shaking up the campaign is concerned, a bean could also sprout into a beanstalk that leads to another plane of existence, or even create a giant pyramid which houses a mummy lord. So if you ever wanted to live out your best chaotic farming life, take a look at the Bag of Beans and just don't eat them. Don't do it. But that's 5 chaotic magic items to turn your D&D campaign upside down. If you want to see more content like this, you can check out the playlist in one of these corners or in the description box below. Also, if you think I missed any chaotic items or have a favorite, let me know in the comment section below. I read every comment, almost always reply, and who knows, I might even feature your comment in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on Friday.